Summer Game Fest, June 8th. It is coming up really quickly, guys, and there's a lot of rumors and leaks out there. But honestly, guys, I want to get with you and I want to give you my honest opinions about what could show up here, or better yet, what needs to be at this event. And before we get started, I want to point out that some of these are pretty long shots, but hey, you know, I'm going to hope, I'm going to dream, and we'll see what happens. So my name is Ruben with NerdSpace, and I'm here to tell you guys my top 15 games that need to be at Summer Game Fest 2023. Let's get it. So number 15 is probably my long shot. Actually, number 14 might be a long shot too, but number 15, I gotta give it to Alien Isolation 2. So I know there's been a couple rumors that Sega has already been working on an Alien Isolation 2, but we don't really know for sure if this is actually happening. And honestly, the only thing that's pushing me to put this on this list mainly comes down to the fact that Sega is going to be at Summer Game Fest. And other than the DLC for Sonic, there's not really too much for them to show off at this event. And I think this is a really good year, a really good time to talk about another horror game, because honestly, 2023 has been the year of horror gaming. Like, Survivor Horror is killing it. When you think of the likes of Dead Space, System Shock, Resident Evil 4, these games are on fire, so it does make sense for Sega to be like, hey, Alien Isolation 2 to be announced right now is probably a really good idea. Anyways, I know it's a long shot, but I wanted to throw that in there, and we'll see what happens. Come on, Sega, bring us Alien Isolation 2. So number 14, again, like I said earlier, another long shot, but I gotta give it to Kingdom Hearts 4. I know, guys, this is probably a huge long shot just because this game is probably not even close to being completed. However, Nomura himself, the director of Kingdom Hearts, said that we are going to get more news on Kingdom Hearts 4 in 2023. Well, it's halfway through 2023 and we haven't seen anything yet. Now, of course, we could see this pop up at Tokyo Game Show, and that's probably more likely, but there is still a small chance we can get something here at Summer Game Fest. Both Square Enix and Disney are supposed to be at Summer Game Fest, so who knows, maybe we get a little bit more information on Kingdom Hearts 4, maybe just another CGI trailer, maybe an announcement of a different Disney World, something small, something not too crazy, maybe no gameplay, but maybe we see something on Kingdom Hearts 4 at Summer Game Fest. So number 13, I think this is almost a lock, and I feel like that has to be Elden Ring new DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree. I feel like this has to be at this event, specifically because this DLC is supposed to come out in 2024, early 2024. So that's roughly about 6 to 8 months away. So I feel like now would be a good time to start showing a little bit of this off. Let us know what this looks like. And apparently there's already been some data miner leaks out there to show off that there could potentially be 30 different bosses in this DLC, which does not surprise me, honestly. It's Elden Ring, come on. As far as any other reasons why we might see Elden Ring DLC here, mainly just because Bandai Namco is supposed to be at this event. However, they could be there for other reasons, which I'll get to later on in this video. But Bandai Namco and an Elden Ring DLC supposed to release early next year, yeah, it's possible we see a look at that DLC on the 8th. So number 12, we take a look at yet another DLC, as we're going to take a look at Sonic Frontier. And this DLC actually already has been announced. We already know a lot of details about it. We're going to get 3 playable characters in the form of Knuckles, Tails, and Amy, and we are going to get additional story content. Now, other than that, we don't know too much about that. We don't know the release date, other than the fact that it's supposed to release this year in 2023. And since Sega is supposed to be at Summer Game Fest and the Alien Isolation 2 is probably a long shot, this is probably more likely the case as to why Sega is going to be at Summer Game Fest. So I do expect to see this DLC get an official release date at Summer Game Fest. So number 11, we start getting into the good stuff, because in my opinion, this is the stuff that I feel like we're most likely to see, and it's not just DLC stuff, it's more interesting video game announcements, starting with Tomb Raider. And I know this might not seem like something that is coming anytime soon, but if you go off of something that the CEO of Crystal Dynamics said, Phil Rogers, said that there will be news regarding the reveal of Tomb Raider sometime later in 2023. He said this back in January, by the way. With that being said, we're about halfway through the year. It is now June 6th at the time of me filming this video, which means we have just about 6 months, and in my opinion, there are only 2 big events to announce Tomb Raider. One is that Tokyo Game Show, which it could show up there, but 2, in my opinion, we're gonna see it for the first time at the Summer Game Fest. You have Crystal Dynamics there, you have Amazon Games, who is apparently the one publishing this game. So with both of these studios here, and it being so long since we had a Tomb Raider game, I think now's the time to announce the next Tomb Raider game with a nice CGI trailer. And I do feel like this is one of those 3 pretty big announcements Jeff Keighley was talking about prior to this show coming up. I'm putting this down as one of those big announcements. Number 10, I'm taking a look at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and I do not mean Hogwarts Legacy. I am talking about Quidditch Champions. I think this game is getting released probably sometime early next year. However, they started the playtest around late April, I believe, and since then some game footage and customization stuff like that has been leaked. It looks interesting, and I'm sure a lot of people are wanting to get their hands on this, specifically because Hogwarts Legacy kind of let us down by not having Quidditch in the game. Don't get me wrong, Hogwarts Legacy was a fantastic game, and I'm looking forward to post-launch DLC in the future, but Quidditch was a letdown. We wanted Quidditch in that game, and this is probably the reason why we didn't get Quidditch in the game, is because this game was being worked on. Warner Brothers is supposed to be at Summer Game Fest. However, I don't think they're showing off Suicide Squad, not with everything going on with that game and the fact that they already had to delay the game. No, it's probably smarter for them to just kind of lay off of it. Their focus is going to be on Quidditch Champions, in my opinion. So number 9, ironically, is Final Fantasy IX Remake, and I think this is going to be a Sony exclusive, a PlayStation exclusive. For one, you go back all the way to 2020, you look at that Nvidia leak. That thing has yet to be proven wrong, honestly. It has confirmed so many different game titles before they were officially announced that it just makes sense that for another game that's on that list, one of the last remaining games on that list that has yet to be announced, it makes sense for it to finally be announced, and Final Fantasy IX Remake was on that Nvidia leak. Not to mention, you have a bunch of different sources saying that there's a lot of teases and information on this game coming soon. Specifically, I'm a Hero 2 says that he's already seen the gameplay of it. He's already seen it in action. He said that has Sony PlayStation written all over it. So it's probably going to be a PlayStation exclusive, which makes sense, but doesn't make sense why it wasn't at the showcase. Who knows why it skipped out on the showcase? Either way, I feel like this game is coming out probably sometime next year or in the next 2 years at least. And with that in mind, an announcement is imminent, honestly. Even if you ignore all the different leaks and the sources and you just look at Square Enix, some of Square Enix's team have kind of teased a Final Fantasy IX remake. Specifically, one of the art directors for Square Enix themselves were teasing it. So it just seems like Final Fantasy IX remake is in the works. It's just a question of when it's gonna get announced. But it wouldn't surprise me if this game shows up at the Summer Game Fest. Who knows? But let me know in the comments. Do you think Final Fantasy IX remake is a thing? And do you think it's getting announced at Summer Game Fest? Let me know in the comments. So number 8, we take a look at Silent Hill Townfall. Now this game we barely know anything about. From what the sources say, this game is supposed to be a really large anthology game, and Townfall is going to be the start of it. Other than that, we don't know anything about this game. The trailer pretty much was just audio coming out of a radio and what seemed like an interview between 2 people. Actually, if you take a look back at Konami's Silent Hill showcase, this trailer, this game was the one that actually got the least amount of information on, in my opinion. So it's really interesting to see that we're this far out, we still don't know anything about this game. Well, according to a very reliable source, Dusk Gollum, a couple days ago, he said that within the next week, we are going to get 3 different Silent Hill trailers. One was going to be on Silent Hill 2, the other was going to be on Silent Hill Townfall, and the final one was going to be on Silent Hill Ascension. Well, one of those already came true. Silent Hill Ascension trailer was released a few days ago, so really we're just missing Silent Hill 2 trailer and the Silent Hill Townfall trailer. And if what Dusk Gollum said was true, then we should be expecting them in the next couple of days. And something that is coming up in the next couple of days, it's Summer Game Fest. So maybe we see Silent Hill Townfall, we get more information on this game, what it's about, a full actual trailer instead of just a little teaser. I don't know about a release date. Maybe this is coming in 2024, 2025, who knows? But I do feel confident in saying that I think we're going to see more Townfall at Summer Game Fest, because I have full confidence in Dust Golem. Don't get me wrong, he usually gets some things wrong and some things right, just like any leaker. But this specific leak has already been proven partly true, so he's on track of getting this leak right. So number 7, and I could probably put this a little bit higher up, but Death Stranding 2 is going to be at Summer Game Fest. Kojima and Keighley, they're like best friends. They are like peanut butter and jelly, honestly. Kojima loves announcing stuff at Keighley's events. And Death Stranding 2, it makes sense to have another trailer release at this event, especially since we didn't see it at the PlayStation Showcase. And the only reason why I can think of that we didn't see more information on this game at the PlayStation Showcase would be because Kojima wanted to show it at Keighley's event. So I really truly believe we're going to see Death Stranding 2 at the Summer Showcase. I just don't know if we're getting a release date yet, because from what Kojima said the last time we saw a trailer, this game was still a little ways out. It still has some time before this game is developed. I think we might get another little teaser, maybe a tiny bit of gameplay, if we're lucky. But that's the reason why I don't have it higher on the list, is because, like Kojima said the last time we saw this game, it was still pretty far along. I mean, actually, Death Stranding 2 is a working title. It hasn't officially been given a title yet. Either way, Kojima, Keighley, it just seems like a no-brainer that if Death Stranding 2 was going to show up at all this year, it would be at Keighley's event and Summer Game Fest. Seems like the best chance for it. So number 6, and guys, I promise I'm not doing this on purpose, but GTA 6 is number 6. And I really feel like we are getting an announcement for this soon. Now, knowing Take-Two, when they want to announce GTA 6, they're going to announce it. They're not going to wait for any kind of special event. They're not just going to wait until Tokyo Game Show if they don't announce it here at Summer Game Fest. But the reason why a lot of people are projecting this game's going to get announced sometime this year is because we have to take a look at Take-Two's fiscal report for 2025. So according to their fiscal report, they are projecting that they are going to make a net bookings of $8 billion from April 1st, 2024 to March 31st of 2025. And if that's the case, there has to be a big ass release by Take-Two to bring in that kind of money. And the only game I can think of that we know they are working on is GTA 6. GTA 6 is the only thing that makes sense to bring in that kind of money for Take-Two right now. So with that in mind, if the game is releasing potentially next year or early the following year, this game needs to start the marketing sometime this year. And honestly, Summer Game Fest could be a good starting point for it. There's already been a lot of different leaks out there regarding this game, so it does make sense for them to go ahead and start putting this out there in the public now and officially announce this. But like I said, Take-Two is Take-Two and GTA is GTA. Like, you don't need a special event to announce something like this. It's gonna get a lot of attention regardless. But hey, it couldn't hurt to announce it at Summer Game Fest. Why not? And this could be one of those 3 big announcements that Jeff Keighley was talking about. Let me know in the comments, GTA 6, is it going to be a Summer Game Fest, or do you think Take-Two is going to turn around and be like, no, dude, we're going to show this off ourselves? So we're in the top 5, guys, and yeah, it gets pretty good. So we're going to start with something that I think is kind of obvious, honestly, and that's got to be the Final Fantasy 16 demo. We all know it's coming. It's already been confirmed that it's coming. Plus, it's already been leaked on the PlayStation Store already. We are getting this demo, and it has to come soon, honestly, because the game comes out in about 16 days from the time of me recording this. So with that in mind, they got to get this demo out so that way you have about 2 weeks to play the demo. And in my opinion, the perfect time to drop this demo, since they didn't do it at the PlayStation Showcase, again, another missed opportunity in my opinion, but the perfect time to drop this demo just seems like Summer Game Fest. It seems like they're going to drop this demo at Summer Game Fest, and then they might tie it with a little bow about announcing the Final Fantasy IX remake that I mentioned earlier. I think there is almost no situation where we walk out of the showcase and that demo's not released. I would be shocked. Now, I did hear about a Square Enix Final Fantasy specific event coming up that they might go ahead and drop the demo at that point. But in my opinion, dropping a demo with all those eyes on you for the Summer Game Fest just seems like a bigger opportunity for Square Enix, and I feel like it makes the most sense for them to drop the demo here, or maybe they announce that they're going to drop the demo at a later date. Either way, we're going to get information on the demo at Summer Game Fest 100%. So in 2023, we already got Street Fighter 6. Later this year in September, we get MK1. That just leaves one big dog fighting game, and that is Tekken. Tekken 8 is the other big dog fighting game that competes with Street Fighter and MK, in my opinion. The question is when is this game coming out? Because we are getting so many trailers, teasers, showing off all the different characters in this game. Some stuff has kind of been leaked about this game already, including 6 potential DLC characters, which kind of sounds like with what happened with Mortal Kombat, honestly. But seriously, Tekken 8 needs a release date, and honestly, with MK1 coming out later this year, Street Fighter 6 already out, it makes perfect sense for them to announce the release date at the Summer Game Fest, since we probably already know the other 2 fighting big dogs are going to be there. Now, I don't think this game is coming this year. I think they're going to play it smart, and they're going to push this game off into next year. That way they don't have to compete against Street Fighter. They don't have to compete against Mortal Kombat. They can just go and do their own thing on a whole different year. And I think that makes sense in my opinion. However, they're not going to want to be outshined. And I think the way they do that is to announce the release date at the Summer Gamer Fest. That's just my opinion. And if you look at the showcase about what type of studios are going to be at this show, one of them is Bandai Namco. And I know I mentioned earlier that Elden Ring, the DLC, could get announced here, but I think Tekken 8 actually has a bigger chance of being at the showcase because they're not going to want to get outshined by Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. And I think both of those studios are going to be here. As far as the release date, I'm thinking it's probably going to be early 2024, but I could be wrong. We could see them trying to go up against MK and release it in late 2023. That would be pretty funny. I don't think that's a good idea on their part because MK, well, they're juggernauts. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Tekken 8. Do you guys think we're getting a release date at the showcase, or do you think we're going to see it at all? Number 3, Modern Warfare 3. The leaks, the sources, everybody out there is pretty much telling us, yeah, it's Modern Warfare 3. And we've already been told that we are getting a COD game this year. Despite them originally saying we were going to miss out on a COD game this year, they changed their mind and they are now doing a 2023 COD game. And it looks like it's going to release around November. And if that's the case, we're about 5 months out from that, which means we have to start the marketing. And what better chance to start the marketing than at Summer Game Fest? Because in my opinion, there's no other opportunity. Now, they could wait and kind of be stingy with this announcement and do it at the Xbox showcase. In my opinion, that doesn't make as much sense. I get it that Microsoft is in the process of purchasing Activision. However, Call of Duty is a game that is cross-platform right now. And you want not only the Xbox fans to see that, but you want everybody in gaming to see that announcement. And I feel like the Summer Game Fest is the best opportunity to announce this title, announce its release date, and get people ready for Call of Duty in November. I'm really interested to check this out. I can't wait to play this. I really love the Modern Warfare games. I'm not really into the multiplayer aspect of the COD games anymore. I'm just not a big multiplayer person anymore. But I do love the campaign modes in the Modern Warfare games. So I always pick up the Modern Warfare games specifically for the campaigns. But if it doesn't get shown off here, then maybe I'm wrong about Xbox being stingy. Maybe they do hold it off and show that game off at their showcase. I think it's more likely we see it at the Summer Game Fest on June 8th versus the Xbox showcase. But let me know in the comments, which showcase do you think this game's going to get shown off? Because I do feel really confident we're seeing it this week. The question is, which showcases are going to be at? So number 2 and number 1, honestly, I feel pretty confident saying that they're both going to be there 100% for a couple different reasons. But number 2 goes to, God, I just keep doing this, Silent Hill 2. I really want to see this game ASAP. So far, we've only seen that one trailer. We haven't seen anything else on this game. And I also want to see if this game is still coming out this year, or are we seeing this game in 2024? A lot of sources, a lot of leaks say that this game is getting pushed back into 2024 to avoid all the competition this year. Because let's face it, this year has been the year of survival horror. But in my opinion, I think it's a missed opportunity to not drop this early October before Alan Wake 2, before Alone in the Dark. Get this out there before those 2 games. That's what I would do. And according to Bluebird, this game is technically ready. Of course, the CEO completely retracted that statement, probably because Konami and PlayStation got onto his ass ASAP about it. But he did say it was technically ready and that they were just waiting on Konami to give them the go-ahead on a release date. And since we didn't see it at the PlayStation Showcase, it just makes sense for it to be here. Not to mention there was a bunch of leaks and sources saying that Konami was supposed to have a big presence at E3 this year. E3's canceled. Summer Game Fest is the next big event. Metal Gear Solid Delta was shown off at the PlayStation Showcase, but according to the leaks, Konami was supposed to show off Castlevania and Silent Hill 2 as well, and we didn't get that at the PlayStation Showcase. But Silent Hill 2 has a little bit more backing, because on top of that, Dust Golem has also reported that a trailer is supposed to release on Silent Hill 2 sometime in the next couple days. And this leak has been proven correct already, or at least partly, because he also said in this same statement that Silent Hill Ascension and Silent Hill Townfall were both getting trailers as well, and Silent Hill Ascension already got its trailer, so that was proven correct. So we're just waiting on Townfall and Silent Hill 2 to get their trailers, and I think Silent Hill 2 is a must, is a definite to be at the showcase this year. So number one, for me personally, I think we're going to see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and I think we're going to get a release date. We've been waiting for more information on this game, and while we have got tweets just giving us little teases about what to expect with the game, we haven't seen additional trailers for this game in a while. And I know the focus has been on Final Fantasy 16 because this game comes out in just a couple weeks, but we still need some focus on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because this game is still supposed to come out later this year, or worst case scenario, gets pushed back into next year. Although in my opinion, I think we're still seeing it this year. A lot of the leakers, a lot of the sources out there have said that they've seen Final Fantasy VII, like new trailers on this game, but for some reason it didn't show up at the showcase, the PlayStation Showcase, like it was expected to. And to me, the only thing that makes sense is they might have just held off on it to push it off into the Summer Game Fest. But I do think we're seeing this game. I do think we're seeing Final Fantasy 16 as well, but I think the main focus is going to be on Rebirth, with the demo being dropped for 16. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm really anticipating both games. I really don't know which game I'm more excited for, Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. Actually, while we're on the topic, I want to know what you guys think. Hit up the comments. Let me know which game are you more excited for, Final Fantasy 16 or Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. But that's going to do it for this episode of Nerd Space, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this episode. If you haven't already, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Share this video with your friends and family. And as always, guys, subscribe for more gaming news and list videos just like this one. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next Nerd Space. Take care.